Fans say that Shakur Stevenson was exposed for this very thing. Frank Martin also denies that he ducked a fight with Shakur Stevenson. A lot to talk about in this video. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. The saga continues. First, I'm going to start off with Frank Martin, who had a brief, to-the-point tweet that he put out, and he claims, quote, "I ain't duck-ish." You see it on the screen. I ain't duck-ish. Now, the reason he's saying this is because there are some people who heard the ESPN reports and believe that Frank Martin was the causation for the fight not coming into fruition. And of course, that's a fight that was Shakur Stevenson versus Frank Martin for the vacant WBC title, right? So I've already expressed my thoughts on the subject. You guys could check some of the other videos on the channel. I've been in the game for years, and I already know there's three sides to a story, and it's not safe for people to immediately say that Frank Martin ducked when they're only getting kind of one side of the tale. And it's kind of an ESPN side. It's the Shakur Stevenson side. Shakur's working with Top Rank, who has a deal with ESPN. ESPN is the one that reported this. So just, I mean, put your thinking caps on, people. Why would ESPN, who is the host network for Shakur Stevenson, I mean, do you really honestly expect for them not to throw the shade to PBC, right? We've seen this in the past where ESPN has not really given a fair shake to PBC fighters. Guys like Tim Bradley, who's a ESPN top rank analyst or a top rank analyst on ESPN, he says he doesn't respect any of the PBC fighters except for Deontay Wilder, because Wilder fought a top ranked ESPN guy in Tyson Fury, right? And he says Crawford's begging you guys, he's begging and things like that. And if you look at all the reports came out from ESPN. So Frank Martin is saying he didn't duck. I'm sure he has a side to the story and we just haven't heard it. But in typical boxing fashion, you got boxing fans who they just take this and then they run with it. And oh, he's ducking and that kind of thing, because they're emotional. They're beta males, and they're upset that we're not getting a great southpaw versus southpaw fight, Shakur Stevenson and Frank Martin. Shakur Stevenson seen this tweet where Frank Martin says, "I ain't duck-ish," and he put, and you see it on the screen, "So what, you just ghosted the situation?" Crying emoji. Tell them people how you was making quadruple more than your biggest payday, right? And this is now where we get to the point where the fans are saying that Shakur Stevenson has been exposed. Because, first of all, Shakur Stevenson, he deleted this response. Frank Martin, I just showed you, he ain't delete his response. It's still available. Shakur Stevenson had this response and said, "Hey, you was making quadruple." And then that was a reply to Frank Martin, but then he deleted it. Now, a lot of people are suggesting the reason he deleted it because they believe it was hypocritical. That's why they're saying he's being exposed. What do I mean? Shout out to my dude, Dan the Boxing Man. Make sure you follow him on Twitter. He said this is the funniest ish ever. And he did a great job of encapsulating the issue and why people think it's hypocritical. He had the Rick Ross put on a shirt and then the Lizzo picture where it says empowering. So he used that meme, and the put on the shirt was when Devin Haney said this. Devin Haney says, "You will make more than you made in your last 3 fights combined with the 25%. So Shakur Stevenson says he wanted to fight Devin Haney, and he was offered a 75-25 split. Devin Haney being undefeated and undisputed, he was going to get the lion's share of the money because he had just fought the bigger name Lomachenko, and he had fought Kambosos twice to become undisputed, right? So he would get the 75, Shakur would get the 25%. And Shakur Stevenson responded, 25% is less than I made in my last 3 fights. Y'all people crazy. So Shakur Stevenson did not elect to fight Devin Haney with this type of split, right? 75-25, he's like, man, I made less than that. But then now Shakur is saying, so what? You ghosted them people, tell the people how you were going to make quadruple more than your biggest payday. And herein lies the hypocrisy, herein lies the problem. How come when Devin Haney offered Shakur Stevenson a 25% split plus a chance and a crack at his undefeated record, you'd be the first to blemish it, and all the titles, he says 25% of that fight would not be suitable, and that's why he, I guess, turned it down. But then now he's claiming that a PBC fighter was going to make quadruple what his biggest payday was. But the reality is, you're going off the commission reports or whatever. How do you know what Frank Martin's biggest payday truly was, right? There's a lot of guys who, you know, their reported salary was a certain amount. Like I remember one time it said Canelo was making $5 million on DAZN or something like that. And we know he made more than that, you know, when it was all said and done, when the fight was all said and done. You see what I'm saying? So how does Shakur Stevenson know how much money that Frank Martin is entitled to or getting for his fight? And then the other question, herein lies the other problem, is how come it wasn't good enough for Shakur with a shot at undisputed to fight for all the titles and fight for the 25%? But many are suggesting that Frank Martin ducked because he didn't take the deal, and we don't know what percentage he was offered. Some people have put out numbers. I haven't heard confirmation, and people are just assuming that Frank Martin ducked. But how much was he even being offered to fight Shakur Stevenson? Was it a worthy offer? The fight was also slated to take place on a Thursday, which is a weird day to try to market a fight with 2 African-American fighters before Grand Prix. Like, that's not really an overlapping crossing audience to me. So I don't understand what the Top Rank and ESPN, their goal was for that. Like, you thought Grand Prix fans would be watching this and then watching the Grand Prix? I don't know. So there's more than meets the eye. I'll wait for more information. You guys can speculate and all this, say that so-and-so ducked. Let me know if you think it's hypocritical from Shakur to not take Devin's offer of 25%, but then say, hey, you're going to make quadruple Frank Martin. You should have took it. Drop it in the comment amount. Introducing Super Thanks. Right here on the official Boxingego YouTube. Super Thanks allows you, the viewers, to show a little bit of extra gratitude, which enables me as a full-time content creator to push out the content you need in the world of boxing. Underneath all the videos, you will see a heart with the $sign in it. You can enter any amount that you find suitable as a super thanks. A brand new interactive and colorful way to get your comments highlighted and noticed by not only myself, but other people on the YouTube platform. Super thanks, a unique and cool way to show and applaud us full-time content creators. Hopefully you guys enjoy the content. Super thanks. The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster. We working.